All right, so I'm back at my parents' house. I'm gonna be working on the International. I bought some parts when I was in Vegas, so I got all these are stainless steel brake lines. I got all the lines for brake lines. These are like copper nickel alloy. I got an oil cooler made. I had a shop welding some bungs over here. These are 8AN for the oil. This is my new power steering line. I didn't realize, but I have a Dana 44 or Dana 60 rear center section. So this is the old one for the 1310. I got this one at Adams Driveshafts, and this is the new 1350. I have to work on steering today as well. So this is the new steering coupler. This is a 1-inch double D to 1-inch double D is what I need. This is the International seal for the gas. What do you call it? Filler neck? Yeah, that's behind the seat. I lost my bolts for my housing over there for the front plate, or what do you call it? The diff cover. So Terraflex was kind enough to send me the new replacement bolts for that. And then these are the, what do you call them? Banjo bolts for the brake calipers. So I pretty much have everything I need to get the truck to actually drive on its own, if I can install that. Then I also have a steering wheel. So this is one from another project I had. This is a 1967 Corvette steering wheel. I think it's walnut. I refinished it. I filled it up, filled the cracks with epoxy. They were supposed to be clear, but they kind of fogged up. Then I sanded it down and cleaned it up. I got a center cap for that. So that's going to be the steering wheel for my truck. So with the brake line stuff, I had to go buy a tool. Bought this Tool Master, whatever, kit. Looks like that. This sucker costs $280 off one of the websites. I'll put it in the description. But yeah, I made that flare. And then I have this box here, and I'm gonna show you what's in this box. I'm kind of excited. This is the rear drive shaft for the International. This thing is massive. Oh. Get a look at this thing. Alright, there it is. So this is, I think it was a 46-inch Adams drive shaft. And then I got the flange to mate with the Atlas transfer case. These are 1350s. And then I have the front one already underneath the truck. Like I said, once I get everything in here, it should put around on its own. I also did a junkyard run today. I found this oil cooler off of some older Chevy. I got this for my daily driver. And all this stuff was $50, so I was kind of happy about that. And this is for my air compressor that I'll eventually get. But yeah, I guess it's time to go start putting it on. Driveshafts. Orange. Alright, steering column update. So from the 2011 column that was sitting here steering the truck like actually worked, I reduced it down to this tube. So this is the tube that everything bolted on from Chevy. It's a 2 1/8 inch inner diameter piece of tubing. It'd probably been faster if I just bought one and didn't have to do all this nonsense. I drilled out this hole. This hole is 1 3/4. I drilled this out for all the wires that come through. So for like the, what do you call it, hazards, turn signals, that's all that's in there, and the horn. Hazard, turn signal, and horn. So I did that. So what happens is the universal tube slides into here, the wires come out, and the shaft comes through the bottom. And it's just gonna bolt into here like that, and then I got a U-bolt. That's gonna be my supporting piece, and then I'm just gonna weld brackets to it, hence this is why I cleaned it up. So now I'm just welding it up. Put that right here, line that up, and make my brackets. Alright, so after many hours of staring at it for like 1,000 times, finally figure it out. So how it's gonna go is this clamp is gonna go here, and that's actually gonna clamp the column to this tubing. I'm also gonna put another one maybe here if I can fit it, but definitely this one up here is gonna get the same thing. This one actually holds the column. I'm building support pieces that I'm gonna weld up to here to there to also support it. So it's going to be 3 points, this one, and then there's one on the other side, and then this will also clamp it and hold it up. So I finally figured it out. Now I'm going to do it, and here we go. So I finally got it. This is what it finished looking like. So I just got a weld here and a weld up here, but it's sturdy. It doesn't go nowhere. I got the Corvette steering wheel on here that I still got to finish finishing. The wheels are turning. Alright, so I'm going to install the column into here. It's really simple. At least I can steer this thing while it's in project mode. Does this go first? I don't know. I probably should figure out what size this nut is. That's it now. Wheels turn, but now I've ran into another problem, which is over here. This is how the old one was set up. I was able to use this cover. This cover is off the donor truck, but now it doesn't seal. So either I'm gonna have to cut this and angle it so it fits better. So I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do right now. So alright, so I'm working on version 2 of the steering. This is the part that connects the, like, kind of seals the shaft to the firewall. So this is version 2. Version 1 is exactly the same, except for it's flat against the firewall. Version 2 is slightly angled. So now I'm gonna just fill in this piece here and box it in. Alright, so this is the piece I made. This just goes right there. And I just gotta weld it in there and be done. it welded, looks like trash, don't make fun of me. But you can see where I had to readjust this piece from the old one, version 1 and version 2, how it went up and over to clear the steering joint. But now I have to take the motor out to do the rest of it, and I don't feel like doing that. So whenever the motor comes out is when I'll weld up these 2 other sides. But for now, I'll show you what it looks like. Maybe I'll spray some primer on here. So nasty primer is on here, but that's pretty much the gist of what it looks like. Once I get the bed liner on here, this should hopefully this hides and goes away. Looks pretty gross. But I painted the shaft and everything's tightened down, bolted down. Functions as it should. Spin the wheel. Nothing too crazy, or nothing crazy at all. And it works. So yeah. Steering all done. So I was working on the brake lines, and then I found out this caliper goes to the other side because the circ fitting, or what do you call it, the bleed valve or whatever, should be on the top. And then I don't have the key to get the lugs off because they're in Vegas, so I just ordered a set of lugs for this this Jeep, and they'll be here Wednesday. What was that, 2 days? Today's Monday, so yeah, 2 days from now. So yeah. Alright, so this is round 2 for the brakes. So I got some new stuff. I bought a Willwood proportioning valve, and I got all the fittings for it. And then the other thing that stopped me from doing the brakes was the key. So I have the key. Pretty sure these fit. Yep, they fit. So now I can turn my calipers to the right direction, or put them on the right side. That should be about it. And I'm gonna have to move the proportioning valve since I wasn't planning on running one. I'm not too sure where I'm gonna put it. It's a little tight in here. So if I want to still access this, what's it called? I could put it. I'm not too sure where I'm gonna put it. I'll figure it out, and let's get going. So I've been plugging away at the brake lines. I got 2 of the lines done, 2 of the main ones that go to the proportioning valve. So this is my setup right now. This is just twist tied on because I don't have bolts long enough to go to the other end. So I'll get those tomorrow. And yeah, it just goes right there. Good clearance here. A little tight there, but it'll be fine. I'm just slowly working my way. Now I'm gonna do the 2 front lines and send the rear, and then have a T further back. Alright, so it's day 4 of doing brakes, as brakes is not easy for me. So where I left off, we got these all done. Got the front's finished. This runs right there, runs across, runs there, and goes right there. So next, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be running the rear line. So the rear line goes through here. This will be the 3rd one going down and going that way, all the way to the rear. Then I have a T that's going to go and tee off to the left and right of the rear. And I also still got to install the steel braided lines for the rear. Here I go. And it's hot. It's supposed to be 115. Everything's hot. All the metal's too hot to touch. Life is rough.
Trying to figure out how much crossing there. Probably should just go over that crossing right here. This goes 15. Alright.
Well, my mom and I just took off the bed. I should have recorded it because it was terrible. Literally just dropped it to get it off. But whatever. So now I have more space to do the brake lines. Run it here, run across to that, and then the T1's gonna go over there. So I just finished routing the brake lines. All of them are secured now. They're all off of the metal, so nothing's gonna be rubbing.
Everything's leaking.
All right, I'm on another day. Pretty annoyed with my brake line setup right now since I keep on leaking. I don't even know what the camera's getting. But I was reading online that to make these seal a little bit better, I got to just keep loosening them tight and loosen tight and loosen tight. I started rounding them off from the wrench, so I bought a set of brake line flares. Oh man, I don't know if that fits anymore. But go figure this out. I'm gonna go, like I said, rotate it a couple times, fit it in, and then work my way on down. Couldn't get the proportioning valve to stop leaking. It's still oozing just a little bit, super slow. I'm probably gonna end the video in defeat, and when I do figure out how I'm gonna fix my leaking brake trash, I think, yeah, once I figure out how I'm gonna fix this trash, I'll put an update or something. But for that, have a good day. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching.